Hello, I am Carolyn Monahan. I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications for the West Coast Chamber. And today's question is about retail restart. So today I am joined by Amy Drumm, who is Vice President of Governmental Affairs for the Michigan Retailers Association. And she's going to answer some common questions that we've received from retailers. Welcome, Amy, and thanks for being with me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
How do you recommend that they communicate their safety procedures to their customers who are coming into their stores?
We recommend you communicate it in as many ways as you possibly can. So put them on your door, which is actually required that you put some public notices to your customers on your doors about wearing face coverings and social distancing. But we also think it's important that you make sure that your customers feel safe. So if you can outline what you're doing, put that out in front of your store as well. And then put it online, put it on your website. You can put it in your voice message as people call the store and may ask questions. And any other way that you think of on social media, other things you can do to encourage people, because we know that people need to feel safe to feel comfortable coming back into retail stores. So outlining what you're doing to keep them safe and what you're doing to keep your employees safe is going to be really important.
What do you recommend as far as training for these employees who are coming back to work and how they should work with customers and how they should make these new safety procedures a regular practice in the stores?
So I think the most practical option is to consider looking at your COVID-19 preparedness and response plan that you're required to have put together by the state. That has to be put together either by June 1st or 2 weeks after you've opened. And go over that with them. What I'd recommend is that you don't want to necessarily do an in-person meeting with all of your employees because that may violate social distancing and virtual requirements, but see if you can do a Zoom call or even a phone call with your employees. Walk them through all the safety measures that you're taking. And then when they come into the store and they're starting their shift, have them come a little bit early and make sure that you go over what your expectations are for them and what they need to know to feel safe. Again, this is going to be walkthroughs. You're going to need to make sure that it's almost like reopening your store for the first time. What do you expect them to do? Where do they have to wipe things down? Do they need to see that in person? If you can do those virtual meetings where you're walking through the store and pointing things out, that may be even more effective.
Are there things that you could suggest or different things that businesses could be trying that maybe they haven't done before that might make this easier for their staff and for their customers?
So all of this is a huge change. We're basically changing the way that people shop, the way that you run your store. You're going to have to think about flow in your store. You're going to have to think about which way people are going to walk through. If you need to change your aisles, you need to change your procedures of, are people going to touch everything when they walk through and filter through, smaller items, or can you display things in a different way? And then for the technology piece of it, as we're looking at lines right now that could potentially form outside your stores, is there a way that you can have alternate waiting options? So could you do small intimate gatherings and have a group of, up to 10 friends come and do a small shopping gathering together? Maybe that would be fun and exciting. Or can you do kind of, text appointments or call for appointments or other ways that you can make this an interesting new experience rather than a challenge to comply with these requirements. We think that there's a lot of ways that people are going to be innovative. We've seen retailers doing that right now with curbside, where you're doing virtual store walkthroughs and holding up items and talking about how you accessorize clothing or how you, where the piece came from and some of its history to give it some more background that you wouldn't get if you just walk into a retail store. So think about other ways that you can sell more items in a new, unique way using some of these tools and opportunities we have, and look at it as an opportunity instead of a challenge.
This has been some really great advice and information, Amy, and I just want to thank you again very much for being with me today.
Well, thank you so much for the opportunity. We really appreciate it. And if we can help with retail or other questions that come up, we're happy to do so.